was still jostling too much to, in fact, walk upon it. The fact that that wire, as you see there in the wet zone, drenched, literally dripping, and suddenly this starts to feel more by the second impossible. One man.
My entire life has prepared me to walk across Niagara Falls.
One wire.
I know I can walk that wire.
One chance to get it right.
The sound, the roar of it is intimidating.
Tonight, it's Nik over Niagara as he chases a lifelong dream.
Niagara Falls, when you look at it, there's nothing to compare it to. It's so large. The magnitude is just amazing.
The only thing standing in Wallenda's way, Niagara's fury and 1,500 feet of cable.
We're playing with Mother Nature, and Mother Nature has a mind of her own.
Niagara's famous curving crest is called Horseshoe Falls, where every second more than 700,000 gallons of water crashes to the earth. If ever there was a guy who could use a lucky horseshoe, it's Nik Wallenda.
Nobody has ever walked as close as Nik Wallenda is going to walk to the falls. You have a lot of swirling winds at the Horseshoe Falls. You have mist that goes in every other direction.
People have said, well, are you going to do anything when you get out to the middle? Yeah, I'm going to be battling the wind and the sound and the mist. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Wallenda will attempt to block out those whirling images below and the thoughts swirling inside his own head.
What happens if you fall? How are you going to save yourself? You're going to lose your family. They're going to lose you. They need you.
Nik's done the best he can to simulate the extreme conditions of the falls.
38 miles an hour! 40 miles an hour!
He had fire trucks spray him with water while an airboat blasted high winds in his face. A wind this man is all too familiar with.
Well, it's extremely difficult for us to fly the helicopter down in and around the falls itself.
Captain Kevin Caffrey runs the aviation unit for the Erie County Sheriff's Office.
The chances of surviving are pretty slim if he fell actually from that distance.
Nik's plan is to start on the American side of the falls and walk across a steel cable the equivalent of 4 football fields. If all goes as planned, he'll end up in Canada.
I don't know what they're going to say about me 100 years from now, but it's got to be pretty impressive.
Niagara Falls. They call this place beautiful, stunning. They've called this daredevil less complimentary names.
People say I'm insane all the time, but they don't understand that I love what I do.
Okay. Again, a few moments ago, a very emotional moment here, Nik and his family saying their group prayer and then their goodbyes. This is a Wallenda ritual before any big stunt, again, dating back generations upon generations. And yes, his children, as you see there, Yanni, Amadeus, and little Levita, will watch the whole stunt. They have been watching their parents wire walk since they were all in diapers. The family now hustling over by boat to the Canadian side so they can be there to wrap their father, their husband, with hugs and love when he arrives on this side of the falls.
Can you imagine what that would be like to watch your dad do this? As Nik and his family know exactly what he faces tonight. Look at his walk, which essentially is broken up into different zones, each of them with its own challenges. The first challenge is he has chosen to walk from America to Canada is the descent. This is one of the most stressful times. He does not like to walk downwards, and it is a downhill slope of 5 to 6 degrees. He says it's like going downstairs. If you fall downwards, you fall down off that wire.
And then what we're getting to is that increasingly nerve-wracking spot of this walk, the wet zone. It is less steep, but it's when he is out over the falls. He moves out over that lip, looking 20 stories down, and visibility and wind issues will become paramount. He will arrive to the valley, essentially the midway point, that central area closest to the water. The give of the wire itself will have him some 35 feet lower than where he began. It is there where he might find the most movement in the wire. They were trying to fix that again. That is why they added that extra pendulum late this morning in an effort to keep it from rolling on him.
He's really going to have to change the rhythm of his steps. After that, the climb, he will collect himself for what may be his biggest challenge and the final test, and one can only imagine how he will be feeling. His arms, his neck, his entire body trembling from carrying that balance pole, his legs under tremendous stress as they will start that final climb uphill to Canada and into history.
It is a walk he will begin, putting his whole future on the line, walking for himself, his family's legacy, and a place in the record books, a place in history. 200 feet over Niagara Falls. Go nowhere.